Good evening, good evening. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I hear you. That is how I know you. Go on. That song is from the famous movie Titanic. What I find most compelling about the Titanic is how the people on the ship, knowing the ship was going to sink, knowing that many of them would not survive, how did they deal with these last moments of their lives? So we see the captain of the ship proudly standing at the helm and making sure the clock is in the right position so it can be recorded by history. We see a mother and her daughter lying in bed, holding each other, hugging each other. And we see the musicians there standing on deck, continuing to play until the very end. Today in the Bible, we read that the Jewish people are there standing at the Red Sea. Now, at this point, they don't know that the Red Sea is going to open up. And then behind them come the Egyptians coming after them. What are they to do? They feel doomed. So the sages say that the Jewish people were divided into 4 groups. And we learned something about each of these groups. The first group said, let's give up. Let's just jump into the sea. Suicide. It's like some people who just say, there's nothing more to live for. They just wind up living a life of wasting a lot of time. The second group said, let's go back to Egypt. Egypt wasn't all that bad. Let's go back there. And that's what some people do. They just want to go back to the good old days, a form of regression. But we never can really go back to the good old days. The third group, they say, let's fight. Let's do battle with the Egyptians. But when you do too much battle with negative forces, then those negative forces can sometimes become part of yourself. And the fourth group said, let's stand here and let's pray. Yes, praying is very powerful, but sometimes praying is not the answer because it's passive. No, the answer to this is to move forward, to take action, to move on. God says to Moses, move on, go forward. And that was the solution. And then, of course, we know the Red Sea opened up. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. The Titanic, the Red Sea.